what's up guys? Welcome to our new channel. This is called Beyond the Film. My name is Jefferson and this is
Kevin.
And we're going to talk in depth about films and doing movie trailer reactions. All that info can be looked at in our intro video. So yeah, go ahead and look at that video to see what we actually do on this channel. But yeah, as far as this video goes, we're going to be talking about Black Panther. There's 6 things we're gonna go over: plot, story, and pacing, or plot / story / pacing. Second thing is characters. Third is action / visual effects. Fourth is cinematography. Fifth is theme / message, and finally, the 6th thing will be overall thoughts / post-credit scenes. And throughout the video, we'll have like these things come up so you'll know what we'll be talking about. So if you want to see us talking about characters or cinematography, you can just skip to that part.
Yeah. Skip all the way to the end.
Let's get into it. We're going to be talking about story / plot / pacing, like all that stuff. I think the plot was good. I feel like the beginning to half was stronger than the end. Especially the opening scene, like 1992 Oakland, California.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't know this was a superhero movie, like just by watching that scene, you know, I think it was great the way they set it up.
Yeah. Anyway, I did like in the opening also how they were showing the animated stuff like slaves being brought over to North America.
Through that animation.
Like, the animation.
Yeah,
it was pretty cool. I was like, besides the fact that I knew that the movie was also like all black cast and pretty much like starts, it kind of has those tones of black empowerment kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So even that, like, it just showing that animation at the beginning is just like establishes like this is kind of going to be some of the undertones of this movie.
I don't even remember, but the animation, it was like kind of sandish, like that formed the hands. And I don't know. For me, when they were talking to each other through the watches, and it will pop up as like holograms.
Yeah.
But before the hologram pops up, some of the sand stuff will kind of also like just form itself. I don't know. I don't remember that.
Like forms the shape of the
person.
of
the person that was communicating.
Yeah.
I might have maybe mistaken it, but anyways, I think that's
okay.
what I remembered.
Interesting. I did like that, and then it's just kind of, it definitely establishes the fact that Wakanda has not interfered or has not helped in any way with like anything related to like just the world pretty much. Like they kept themselves isolated. That's very interesting. I might not remember too well from Civil War, but I didn't really get that feel too much when they were doing that press conference when T'Chaka, spoilers, T'Chaka is killed in the bombing or whatever. I didn't know that they were that like secluded, isolated. And,
nobody knows that. Nobody knows anything about that.
Going into that first scene, so flashback to 1992, T'Chaka was going, over to talk to him, be like, yo.
By the way, when he first appeared, that was so cool, like Batman style. It just popped out of nowhere when it was all dark. That was so cool.
I was like, where is this going? Because they had the two, I don't know, did you get their names, whatever they're called? Like,
the bodyguard?
Yeah, the bodyguards.
Dora Milaje.
Yeah, okay.
Dora Milaje.
Dora Milaje? I'm butchering that.
Doran Milaje.
Doran Milaje. Doran.
Yeah, Doran Milaje.
Doran Milaje. Yeah. So Doran Milaje showed up, and they're like, we got two like bald black chicks out there. I like that they had the you can tell I don't know what do they mark their people?
I'm not sure. Well, I think I was actually researching it. I guess when the vibranium landed for the first time, it kind of seeped into the soil and then eventually made its way to like people too.
Oh, okay.
So I guess when people inhale it or like touch it, then it just becomes part of them in a way, like a really small part of them.
Oh, okay, cool. So like it seeps, it becomes like almost in their DNA.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Okay. Don't quote me on that, but something like that.
Yeah, that's cool. Were they? I guess I couldn't really tell. I didn't really focus too much. But were they numbers? Or was
I feel like they were just like markings of language, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, it was probably just markings, like Wakandian markings or something. But
like their language.
From where I was sitting, it looked like it was numbers, and I'm like, do they number all their people?
Yeah, I mean overall the story was good. It's just I think the beginning to the middle worked a lot better for me than the end. Yeah, the ending, which is like the final battle between Eric Killmonger and T'Challa / Black Panther. Yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was too generic for me. And then he just had the suit too, just the same as Black Panther. I was kind of hoping maybe he had a different suit or something.
Yeah, I feel you.
Kind of distinguish itself from the main character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think, but yeah, again, none of that took away from like the whole movie experience. Like, it didn't take me out. Like, was not thinking, oh, this is a horrible movie because of the ending.
We can't really expect from a superhero movie like the ending fight. Everyone's pretty much expecting hero versus villain, you know, bad guy. So I mean, it was bound to happen. It was cool to go back and see, you know, that the ceremony of him actually becoming Black Panther, because in Civil War he's not officially the king. You know, he's not officially taking over T'Chaka's place as king.
Right.
So it was cool to see that ceremony. I felt like every event in the movie, like every scene, like it flowed really well together, you know. And there was like everything was motivated. I did like the Claw and Killmonger scene where they steal the vibranium from the museum. That was cool. That established Killmonger as just like a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? It was nice to add like a little bit of humor with Claw, like you know, killing that one dude who ran away.
Is great.
Yeah, he looks so badass in this. The car chase scene, you know, was really good. I really liked all the colors from, you know, the whole thing. They were in Korea, I'm pretty sure. At least that's what they filmed in Korea.
Yeah, South Korea.
Yeah, that was a really cool scene. This story reminded me a lot of Lion King for some reason. I loved like the music that they used with throughout the whole story. Just the whole thing of like, T'Challa and becoming king. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it reminded me a lot of like the Lion King story, and then how he had to come back, you know, after being gone, kind of how like Simba came back and you know, defeated Scar and stuff.
Yeah, another movie I think I thought of when I was watching him coming back was The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
when
Batman
that's right,
is defeated by Bane for the first time. Yeah. And Batman trains and he comes back.
Yeah.
But
I felt like they kind of expressed the same kind of themes of like, all right, so the hero has fallen, but he's gonna rise again. You know.
That wraps up our story / plot / pacing of this movie. Again, it was written by Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Cole. Joe Robert Cole is also known for American Crime Story and Amber Lake. But yeah, they collaborated on the story together, and I think they did a fantastic job. So moving on is characters, our second point of this review.
Going off of course, the main character, T'Challa.
Played by Chadwick Boseman. Yeah,
the Black Panther himself. I was digging his character. He was really, really cool. I love the struggle, like I was talking about in the plot and story part of the video. I was talking about how it reminded me of the Lion King. So he reminded me, of course, like Simba, you know, having to take over after his father was died, and you could tell throughout the movie that, you know, this character, he wasn't ready to be king, and just dealing with that throughout the movie, and you know, stuff like in the scene where he visits, like, I guess the spirit world, you know.
Yeah, like
spirit world. Yeah, he was kind of like the Simba for me of the movie. In that scene, he was like, you know, when he kneels to his father, he's like, Father, like, you know, I'm sorry, I couldn't protect you or whatnot, and his father's like, rise. You know, I thought he was gonna say rise. You know, a king, you know, kneels or bows to no one. You know what I'm saying? Another major thing that pops up around the middle of the movie is his having to rectify his father's mistakes. Pretty much, you know, we find out that Killmonger is his cousin, and that his father actually killed his brother, T'Challa's uncle. The whole thing, especially the dynamic between him and, I forgot what's his name, Forrest Whitaker's character.
I think Zuri or something.
Zuri. Yeah, Zuri. Yeah. With his character, they had a nice back and forth, and like, you know, he's basically the wisdom, you know, the old dude who spews out wisdom and stuff. And I remember him telling T'Challa in the movie, that's like, you know, don't let the actions of the mistakes of your father, you know, define who you are. It's your actions that define you as a person, as a king, and as a leader. I loved his journey. T'Challa was really cool.
Hell yeah, Chadwick Boseman is you know, anchoring this movie down.
Her performance was great. Fucking that last scene not this last scene. The last time the second time he goes into the spirit world.
Oh yeah.
Performance,
Yeah.
He's
like his motion range is like
man, it's so good.
It's pretty good from what I've seen in Civil War. Just a little what I've seen in Civil War. I think he was already a good actor. In other films I haven't seen, but he's done Jackie, or no, not Jackie. Well, he plays Jackie in that 42 movie.
42, yeah. I haven't seen any of other.
Yeah, me either. And then I also heard that he was good at Marshall as well.
Okay.
But yeah, again, I think Chadwick Boseman steals the show. Obviously, he's the main character. I heard that interviews of Ryan Coogler, he was talking about how he wanted him to be the James Bond of like the MCU. And I think that fits perfectly because in that scene, in the casino scene, was walking down with Nakia by his arm. I thought that was like a perfect like homage to James Bond.
To James Bond, yeah.
Moving on to Michael B. Jordan, who plays Eric Killmonger, the main villain of this movie. I'll start off. I think again he was great as well. He had a motive that I felt like I could connect to.
Yeah.
Well, not like in the truest sense because I'm not black, but But I could really feel where he was coming from in terms of he had to do this for his people back on Earth, or not on Earth, back in like not
just regular American.
Yeah, regular American citizens.
Not Wakanda.
Yeah, not Wakanda. And I felt he had almost every right to feel what he had to feel. Obviously, he went to the extremes and started killing people just so he could use that training and that experience to attack the Wakandan people.
Yeah.
I felt that was wrong. Obviously, that's what made him the villain.
I mean, is it wrong? Is it wrong? Whose side are you on?
Yeah, the first scene he pops up. Yeah, he's pretty ruthless. He's badass, looking over the artifacts, trying to decide which one to not to decide which one to steal, but just going over through each one's history to that woman. Yeah, I think he was a great villain.
Yeah, I felt similar. Yeah, he was definitely different. I call him just a regular dude because he was just average, an average cool, kind of guy you'd meet, anywhere.
He trained in the Marines or something, I think.
Yeah.
That's his backstory.
In terms of him as a person, which is one of the things that I feel like it was kind of hard to connect. At least for me to connect with him. I know Michael B. Jordan. I know he can act. He's I can tell he's a he's a really good actor.
Creed
it's just
and Fruitvale Station.
Yeah, and the thing I've noticed about a lot of movies is when they start casting good actors to play these kind of small roles. We saw a lot in this movie, with the guy in Get Out, the main character.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, Daniel. We saw he's also a really good actor, and Michael B. Jordan's a really good actor, and when actors like them are getting these smaller roles, of course they don't want to steal the show, and they have certain parts that they have to stick to, they can't. But at the same time, I felt like making Michael B. Jordan's character just this regular guy also it wasn't too menacing for me. Claw was obviously menacing.
He was. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Claw was definitely more menacing than Eric Killmonger in the sense that, first thing he just, tells that guy to run off.
Yeah.
And then he just shoots him in the back of his head and he finds it funny. He's always laughing. He's like a psychopath, really.
And Michael B. Jordan, I keep forgetting, Killmonger. But yeah, he was the voice of the oppressed. So I like that about his character. And it really, like you said, it related, he was very relatable to you. Not in terms of
my past experiences.
Exactly. But he was somebody you could root for because he wasn't exactly he was a bad guy. He was tainted by revenge. He wanted, that's what took over, and he got murderous and whatnot. Had all those. He looked really cool with all those scars on his body. That was really fun. Killmonger's Eric was not only his cousin but also the monster that his father created, T'Chaka.
Yeah, pretty much.
He is the consequence of what T'Chaka did. Because he was such a regular dude, I feel like the part for him, playing this villain was not, Michael B. Jordan. I don't know if that makes any sense. But, so I feel like he plays more very emotional, very motivated roles. And so that when he was given this kind of role, it felt a little corny at times, him saying a couple things,
right?
But I think it did help for him to be a regular kind of dude, but he was a good character. You know, he was a good, different kind of villain that I liked seeing in this, you know, this kind of movie.
Yeah, definitely a different one from what Marvel has produced so far.
Yeah.
I love that. I think another character we can talk about is Letitia Wright, the actress. Letitia. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
who did she play?
She plays Shuri. So
Shuri.
Yes.
Shuri.
Yes, T'Challa's sister, and I think she was amazing.
She was awesome. Yeah.
From the moment she came on the scene, from the moment she like appeared first in the movie, she like pretty much steals the show. I think from T'Challa himself at times. She was also in Black Mirror, the final episode of season 4. Black Museum. Yeah.
I knew she looked familiar. Oh my god. Okay, so she's that.
So I knew she was gonna be great coming into this movie, being casted to this role.
Yeah.
And I love like her remarks, the playfulness with her brother T'Challa.
Yeah.
The first scene when she flipped him off.
Yeah.
And then her mother kind of just scolds her and she said stop.
Yeah.
She said okay. I think it was that little scene was just. A great setup for her character.
She was definitely the comic relief of this movie.
Yeah.
The ones that we needed. But the thing I really love is that it was a genuine, sibling relationship they had going on. Because I feel like, Marvel, especially with like other movies, like the past one was Thor. That was the latest one, right?
Yes.
It, the humor was just added in and it came out of nowhere and it was, not really justified, right? Like you could take out that humor and you'd be fine with it, right? But with this one, with Shuri, she has a personality, Yeah. And she was like, there was a reason for her to be, to act that way towards, her brother, because that's her brother, they have that kind of sibling.
Yeah, all siblings kind of have some.
Yeah, all siblings, they also have, inner jokes and they, flip each other off and whatnot, and it's funny. So I liked her.
And the fact that she provided weapons and tech to T'Challa was so cool. Yeah. Some may argue that she might be smarter than Tony Stark, and she's only like 16 years old, and that's crazy.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool to see them in the same room and see,
just for them to
who
just
can
have
do
that
tech
banter.
stuff.
Yeah.
But it's great that she's not just like a character that was just on the side and for comic relief. Like
she had things to do. Yeah.
Exactly. She made his suit, all the tech suits and stuff. Really fun.
Oh man, another great moment for me was when she was playfully joking with T'Challa and asking him, "What are those?"
Yeah, fuck, dude. I didn't expect that at all.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either. I mean, I know there's movies like in the modern times and the modern days, but I don't know. That joke was kind of left out of the field for me, but it worked. It worked for me.
Yeah, it was funny the way she. It was so hilarious. I didn't expect that at all.
The theater cracked up.
Yeah.
From my experience, she was great.
She was great.
I fell in love with her character.
Yeah, her character. I want to see more of her character.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Maybe she make more weapons to defeat Thanos in Infinity War.
Oh, that would be.
Who knows?
That would be pretty cool.
But yeah, that'd be cool. Next one. I just like little comments. Okoye, is that her name?
Okoye, I think so.
Denai Guerrera.
Yeah,
Denai Guerrera, Michonne. Yeah, she was fucking badass, man.
Mm-hmm.
She was. To me, she was just kind of just Michonne jumping into.
Yeah,
into the Marvel.
Rather than a
universe.
Sword, she has a spear.
She has a spear, exactly. She was just fucking badass.
The comment on that is, when they were first going to the Wakanda and they were landing their aircraft, and then when I think she's the head of the Dora Milaje, which is like the most badass security that Black Panther could have, and they're very loyal to the king. And the connection that she has with the other bodyguards, it's so cool because they all tap their spears in the ground in unison, and you very much feel that bond that they all have.
Yeah,
it's very good.
I love how she was just so loyal to to the crown. I guess pretty much, even though she hated Killmonger because he killed T'Challa and they were obviously very close. But she was willing to serve him. She wouldn't escape with Shuri, or with Nakia and Shuri and his mom. She just had to stay behind. But at the very end, she did turn against Killmonger.
Yeah.
So to me, she was more of a loyal warrior to Wakanda. Just like to the safety and the.
If she doesn't have the same feelings with the king and what he does, she's gonna say.
So everything she does is for Wakanda. So I loved her character. So,
that character
badass.
was great.
Yeah. Just a quick comment on. On just Claw. I'm glad he wasn't the main villain, but I feel like if they made him the main villain, it would go through the same line as like all the other Marvel movies.
I actually would have preferred him to be the main villain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that final scene, battle scene.
Yeah.
Wasn't it for me. But
yeah.
Given what he had to do, I think it was great.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Andy Serkis is just fantastic.
He's always good.
He's always
Gollum.
He's great.
He played, Caesar, like you said.
Yeah. But yeah, he was short-lived.
I was surprised they killed him off that early.
That way, especially that way too. I was just like, really? I'm not a comic book fan, so I don't know a lot about his story in the comics or whatnot. And he's probably, of course, still alive. I don't know, or he might be dead.
I think he might be dead.
He might be dead. I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know how big of a Black Panther villain he is. That's the thing too. It's because he was set up in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
As and people afterwards we looked it up, and I was like, Claw's gonna be like a Black Panther villain. So I was under the impression that he was gonna be the main big bad, and maybe that's what people thought too. But they went another route and made it.
From what I know about Claw, and his comic book history is he's always like a recurring villain for Black Panther. So I'm not sure when he died in the comics, but I was actually disappointed when they killed him off. I wish he was still
same.
alive.
I wish he didn't kill him off. Maybe I don't know. So he could come back. So he could be recurring just like he is in the comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought he was a good addition. I didn't have no complaints.
Yeah.
And just really quickly, Ross. What's his full name?
Everett K. Ross.
Played
by
Martin Freeman. Yeah, Martin Freeman. I felt like he was just kind of a tie-in, just so he can tie into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I felt one of the strongest things about this movie was that it didn't tie in so much. Try to tie in a lot.
It flowed. It flowed smoothly,
and nothing.
It just played off what they had introduced in Civil War.
Yeah, and nothing interjected in it that was this is a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This was just its own movie. That's one of the things I really liked about it.
He was actually given a lot more than I thought he would do.
Oh yeah. I thought he was gonna make a cameo.
Yeah, me too. The trailer that we both saw, he was in the casino, right?
Yeah, I was in the casino.
But he was given a lot to do, especially towards the end. I was surprised.
Yeah, they kind of have to have something. Yeah, and him in Black Panther, I thought it was better than having a superhero, another superhero in there, and it was just kind of more subtle. But at the same time, he worked for the story.
Yeah.
So,
I got nothing else to say. It was good. Solid.
Yeah,
Characters are all solid.
Yeah, boom. All right.
Third point is action and visual effects.
All right.
So like I was saying in the beginning, but during the story point, was that the final battle scene wasn't good for me. I think it was too much CGI, so it was tough to grasp to fully know what was happening 100% of the time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was maybe the theater I was in, maybe it was a little too dark for me. But maybe the second viewing will help. It was a little underwhelming for me because I just wanted more in terms of feeling the punches like the first fight that they had, the T'Challa and Eric Killmonger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think overall action was great, especially in the South Korea, the casino scene and the car chase scene. Oh my gosh,
that was great.
Some of the shots were just so cool.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I thought the action in this was decent. I felt like the action in Civil War on Black Panther's end was actually
better.
Yeah, at least I liked it better. I don't know why, but I don't know. The action, it was decent. It wasn't bad at all. I really love the cinematography work with the action because I saw a lot of one shots, which was really awesome, especially with Denai Guerrero, with Michonne's character. Michonne, can't pronounce her name. But yeah, with her, especially in that casino scene, I noticed that one shot of her using the spear and knocking people off and then the camera also traveled down from the balcony to the ground level.
To T'Challa's
part. To T'Challa's part, and it was all just one scene. And
it wasn't wonky. It wasn't done to the point where I felt like it was fake.
Yeah, nauseating kind of thing. So I love the cinematography. That I love when action is very it doesn't have to be a one take. It just doesn't have to cut every punch. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I love that it wasn't that.
Yeah,
kind of
I prefer
action.
fights to be shot just one take.
And with the soundtrack. The soundtrack, I loved the African music. That style of music playing while they're kicking ass.
Yeah, especially when Okoye is fighting.
Yeah, especially with her. Whenever that music started playing in the casino scene, I was like, damn, this is awesome.
I'm
hyping, but I'm also trying to dance at the same time. I'm like, damn.
That's funny.
So it was lit. So the action was decent for me, but I mean nothing special. I liked Civil War's action.
Yeah, same.
Better.
But nothing like stood. I mean,
Wowed
it's
me,
some
you know?
some scenes stood out to me.
Yeah.
The car chase scene in Korea. I think South Korea was. I think it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Him jumping on the cars and just taking out cars left and right.
Yeah. That,
and then when Shuri takes control of that car, I think that was really cool.
Really cool piece of tech that if they shared with people, man, no one has to die out in the field. You know.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's.
You know, like if
great.
Wakanda shared that kind of tech, man.
Well, they will by the end. But
Yeah, by the end, yeah.
Yeah, I think. Well, how do you feel about the visual effects actually?
They were good.
I
liked it. I love the colors.
Yeah, the colors were done beautifully. Ties in like what you said to the African culture. Visual effects were kind of wonky for me during the mountain scenes. So whenever they were doing the ritual fights. It looked weird. Like, and then when they pan up the shot up towards the people on the mountain, it was kind of weird for me. Obviously, I don't have much experience in visual effects, or we both don't.
Yeah.
But we've seen enough movie that we can both confidently say that some shots are not done as well as other shots. In terms of visual effects.
Yeah. Definitely, I noticed that too.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. I even wrote down like obvious green screen slash.
Yeah, you can tell.
Plane.
You can tell the green screen.
Yeah, you can tell all the lighting was artificial. You know, there was nothing used. They didn't film outside during any of those scenes.
And I wish they did, because I mean, how hard is it to film?
I mean, we don't like you said, we don't know a lot about filmmaking. I'm sure there's a lot of steps to take, just to film outside. But I feel like using natural, like practical lights would have been so much better. Like actually go to Africa and
to a mountain. Because I mean, they had a huge budget. They had like a $200 million plus budget, I think. Yeah. But again, you don't maybe know the fully, like the logistics of filmmaking going to these locations.
Yeah, so to me, I really noticed how obvious, like it looked really weird, like especially like you said, the ritual, the ceremony.
Yeah, and then another part was what was it? It was the rhinos. The
rhinos look weird.
In the final battle scene, I didn't think they looked as great.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, they were wonky.
Yeah,
I mean they weren't that great. It reminded me of like some of the dinosaurs from Jurassic.
Really?
Yeah, Jurassic World.
Yeah.
I mean just because the CGI all looks similar and nowadays and it's all really good and all, but at the same time they look really fake. Like, you could tell it's obvious CGI.
Yeah.
So I would honestly prefer more, I guess, practical. I mean it'd probably be more expensive. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that rhino it was wonky.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Besides those two things that stood out to me, I think overall it was good. It was solid.
Yeah, it was solid. I love the colors, the purple that they influenced. Like, especially in the spirit world, the purple, like
the Panthers on the
sky
too.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah. I love that. And also Black Panther's suit. You know how the suit's feature of absorbing energy and being able to release it again. That's fucking awesome. I was like, damn, that was legit. Yeah, and you could visually tell that, of course, by the purple, Black Panther color.
Yeah, I mean, speaking more about the colors, I actually just recently watched a Ryan Coogler interview with Vanity Fair, I think, and he was talking about how he was influenced by Pan-Africanism, which the flag of Pan-Africa is red, black, and green, and those colors were shown in that casino scene where you see T'Challa wearing a black suit, of course, and Michonne's character, and Okoye is wearing red, and then Lakia is wearing green. So he was paying homage to the flag.
Nice. I love those little details. They're great. With the director's use of color of the African colors, right?
Pan-African.
Yeah, the Pan-African colors into the costumes and stuff. I love like the warrior colors, especially like Okoye, Michonne's character. If I said that right.
Okoye.
Yeah. I love the red. The in her warrior costume, like that was really.
Yeah,
my favorite color is red, so I
mine too.
That.
And the fact that her color is red just speaks to her aggression, because she's always aggressive. She's always the first one to fight, and the fact that she's the general of the door and Malaje.
Yeah, costumes always they reflect on the character. It's part of the decision of how you choose their costumes is what it reflects. So
Next thing we're gonna be talking about is cinematography. Director of photography is Rachel Morrison. She also did Fruitvale Station, which was the first movie that Ryan Coogler did with her. So, and she's also Oscar nominated for Mudbound, which I have not seen. It's also on Netflix.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I think cinematography in this movie was pretty solid. Two examples I think of is when Eric Killmonger was walking towards the chair and throne.
That's exactly what I wrote
Really?
down. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god!
That
Then is it called Tilt? The Tilt is a shot from upside down. It wasn't completely upside down, was it?
It was just 180, right? I think
Right?
Yeah, it's just a
180. So it
180
wasn't a
spin.
complete 360. So
Yeah, it wasn't a complete. Yeah, a complete 360 would be all the way around.
Yeah,
so it'd be upside down, but it was
kinda,
180.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of that scene in Thor Ragnarok where it was upside down first.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Them walking to the Grandmaster. That was such a cool scene.
Yeah.
By the way, I mean not scene, but like cinematography.
Yeah, cinematography.
And then another example I thought of was the casino scene.
No, I didn't have that written down, but
when Ulysses Claw shot Black Panther with his arm, and then the camera zoomed out, I believe. I have to watch it again.
Yeah.
But it zoomed out while the money was falling. Do you remember that?
I think I remember. I remember the money falling.
What?
I remember the money falling, and then the Killmonger said a one-liner or something.
Yeah, and then it zoomed out. I thought that was really creatively done.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Definitely. I thought the cinematography was on point, especially mixed in with the action, like we were talking about in last point. I love that the cinematography wasn't fast and it wasn't like confusing. Mm-hmm. It was smooth and it was established. It didn't make us feel nauseated, especially when we're doing the actions, which I really like.
Because most action scenes these days in these movies, if you agree with me, is
cut. Punch, cut.
Right. Or like the shaky camera that they use in
Jason
Bourne movies.
Jason Bourne, exactly.
Yeah. So when the action is done well and not with a lot of shakiness with the camera, then I think it can really speak well.
Yeah, definitely. The action was just, to me, it was just really clear and just easy to follow, and I really appreciated it.
Well, actually, one of the action scenes in the first beginning, when Black Panther was helping Nakia. Yeah. It was a little dark for me. I don't know if it was a deal there.
It was for me. That's one of the scenes I kind of missed because of the generous people. so I was trying to follow that, but it was kind of dark. I couldn't really see too
I wish it was a little bright. I wish it was a little bright.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it was cool.
I feel like don't you feel like some movies nowadays have like really dark scenes and we're just like.
Yeah, and
like I know you're trying to be stylish, but at the same time, we kind of want to see.
Exactly, especially for this movie when it switched from dark to bright, my eyes were like, whoa, oh my god.
Yeah.
But because especially when you're in the theater, it's all dark constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, I think the cinematography, it was great.
Yeah, I loved it too. The last example I had was the ending scene after the fight between Black Panther and Killmonger. Was when Black Panther took him up to see the sunset, the Wakandan sunset, which I thought was a really beautiful shot.
That scene was done a lot better than the mountains.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. That was just a gorgeous shot. I really appreciated that very much.
So now we're moving on to the fifth part of this movie review, which is theme/message. I think overall the theme of this movie, it kind of boiled down to 3 points for me. So first I had here on my notes is dealing with the loss of death. Second is burdening the responsibilities of being a king and Black Panther and living up to that legacy. And finally doing what's right with the power/resources that you have. Second point kind of, I guess, is the movie within itself, because I don't think anyone can relate to being a king of Black Panther. But I think those are my 3 points, and I think the way that this film handles these 3 points were done well for the most part. I love the ending where he finally opens up to the United Nations, and say, hey, we're a country and we actually have these advanced resources that you didn't know that we have. And now he's gonna share them with the world. And I love that scene when they went back to Oakland and with Shuri to open up a center for these young kids to show them and teach them about science and all this tech. And I think that was a great payoff from what happened in the beginning scene in Oakland, where these kids are playing basketball and they don't have much.
Yeah. And definitely, it showed the progression that they actually did change. In the end, in the beginning, of course, Nakia was the voice of change for she wanted to help. She pretty much wanted what Killmonger wanted, except she wasn't murderous and vengeful. So she wanted to share Wakanda's resources with the entire world and help the oppressed. I really loved it. I had this pretty much the same written down themes. Burden of becoming king, pretty much taken on by T'Challa.
Although I wish for that part, sorry to cut you off.
You good.
But to show them more politics, within Wakanda. I kind of wish to show more of that. But
see, I could do with that just because politics makes me fall asleep. But at the same time, I see what you're coming from.
Just a little bit, I guess, because it is true what you say. Like politics kind of do bore people. In the theater,
but the burden of becoming king is definitely a strong theme in this, and also righting others' wrongs. With
his father.
Yeah, with his father.
Because that was a great emotional scene for me when he came back to the afterlife.
The spirit world.
For the second time, and he basically told his father, "No, I don't want to do this the old-fashioned way, pretty much, and just do it a new way."
I also had pretty much the themes of isolation and survival, which is pretty much Wakanda. They're pretty much represent isolation and survival, and the way they've survived is by keeping to themselves, the whole time, and not messing with anybody. And I saw it was that versus helping the oppressed around the world. So it's basically be a spectator or bystander, or be someone a vehicle for change. These themes, it was very what I loved about this movie was they expressed these themes in a very subtle way. Of course, Killmonger embodied pretty much all this theme, but at the same time, he voiced it. He voiced it strongly. But at the same time, they didn't bog you down. They didn't go back to Oakland or any other area.
Of time.
Sometimes you see a lot of it more obviously in shows like Black Lightning, and Luke Cage.
Right.
It shows that celebrate culture. The Black culture, the African American culture, speak to equality and ending racism and all that all that kind of stuff, all those themes. And I thought that this movie really did very well in having those undertones and not making that the center point of the movie, taking over the movie.
To go off what you're saying this is honestly a big cultural movie for the Black community. It's the first superhero to ever have a African American, or to have a Black person be its lead role character, to be his main character. And I think with that, it can speak to a lot of people that have experiences with oppression, racism, and that's still going on today, unfortunately. So I think those people who can relate to that, this movie it's just better for them in a way. It's a better experience for them. It can send out a message to the world that movies can be made with this issue, and still have a fun time watching this movie at the same time.
And I just thought the overall message was pretty much coming down to the simplest is sharing is caring. So at the end, they decided to don't, if you have the resources to make a positive change on the world, why keep it to yourself? Oppression and just racism and all that
police brutality is still going on.
So definitely this film was just really well done. It speaks a lot to all those themes, and I think it did it justice, to be honest. It did all those themes justice. What I took away from it is sharing is caring. You're not defined by the actions of others, only yourself. Of yourself. So that's a lesson that T'Challa has to learn throughout the entire film, is that he's not the king, he's not Black Panther because, or he's not dealing with everything he has to deal with because of his father's mistakes, but he has to do it his own way. He has to create a kingdom that's different. Like you were talking about, he rejected the traditional way of how Wakanda was used to doing things. And he's no, we're gonna change, and we're gonna change for the better. And took away just the theme of just find a way to change the world without violence. And take action. Take action to help your brethren. Same. So there's a two ways pretty much to do this, and I felt like Killmonger embodied the way that a lot of people try to do it. They're very aggressive about it, and they want to like, because he was wanting to give out weapons to people who were who were oppressed, so they could take action against their oppressors, and that of course violence leads to more violence, and violence is not violence is not the answer, but that could relate to a lot of people, and a lot of people. I could see how people would see Killmonger as almost like the hero in that case, but there's a way to do it with diplomacy and a way to do it rationally. So I felt like Black Panther was the one. He came out victorious on top because he tried to. His way of doing things was going to be more peaceful. Yeah. And Killmonger's way was more violent.
The sixth and final part, it's overall thoughts / post-credit scenes. Overall thoughts, just to wrap it up, it was great. I had some nitpicking parts where the pacing was a little bit weird towards the end. The final battle scene was kind of generic for me. I kind of want to really feel the punches when they were fighting the first time during the ritual between Eric Killmonger and Black Panther. It's a fresh breath of air into the MCU, I think. This is the 18th Marvel film, and you would think that audience would get tired of all these superhero films. Probably some do, but I think they need to see this film because it really is a fresh movie.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was definitely a fresh take. It's like you said, it's the 18th film, and they've injected all this humor and stuff into these movies that sometimes it gets to the point where it's just like, I kind of want to see a serious movie, And this one was perfect in incorporating comedy, drama, action, everything. It was a great movie. I didn't have much points to nitpick besides Killmonger's I guess presence on screen wasn't as strong for me. I guess his role in this wasn't as fleshed out as maybe I wanted it to be. So that was probably my only thing, was like maybe I was expecting more from Michael B. Jordan's character than I actually got. But I mean, he worked definitely for the story. I love the film. Love all the characters. Funny Shuri. MVP Shuri was great. Badasses, Okoye. I hope I'm saying that right, Okoye. Action was great. Cinematography was fantastic with action and music mixed all together to create some great looking sequences. It was fantastic. And of course, the themes had very solid, strong themes throughout the movie, and I enjoyed it.
I will give it a 8.5 out of 10.
Holy
8.5 out of 10 for me.
That's exactly what I wrote down.
Really?
Exactly, yeah.
Really?
So we didn't tell each other the ratings, what we're going to give this movie. So I wrote down 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I think initially I had it an 8 out of 10 actually. But yeah, speaking about this more in depth, I gave it a little more 0.5 points. What do you think about the post-credit scenes though?
Oh, post-credit scenes, that's right. They didn't. I was waiting for Bucky. The rest of the film, I was like, are they gonna?
Really?
I thought they were.
I didn't think they were gonna show him actually.
I thought they were gonna incorporate him because he was obviously in Wakanda, and I thought they were gonna incorporate him because you know how Marvel does. They try to incorporate different characters, So I thought he was gonna join in somehow in the last battle.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was. Yeah, I was like, hey Bucky, come in, just make a cameo. I'm glad they didn't because it worked well without him. But I'm glad the post credit scene. It was the very last one, right?
Yeah. So the first post-credit scene was him speaking at the UN. Yeah. I think that was very much well needed. Because you gotta do what you say you're gonna do, right? So I think that was a great moment for him, kind of really fleshed out and finished his character arc for that movie. And then yes, Bucky as the last credit scene was crazy. But going back to the Bucky scene. I was really surprised, like, oh my gosh, I actually just forgot about him. Until he showed up. Okay. And now I'm just wondering, what Shuri is doing with him. I guess she's just teaching him. About the ways of Wakanda.
Yeah. It was kind of blurry. I don't really remember much.
Yeah. So
besides him showing up, and then I don't know what they said to each other.
The little kids were just kind of making fun of him and kind of teasing him. Shuri tells him, I have a lot more to teach you or something along those lines. So yeah, it's really interesting to see where they're gonna go with him next.
Yeah.
Obviously he's gonna appear in Infinity War. Maybe he'll have new tech that Shuri develops for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall post-credit scenes were pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that wraps up our review for Black Panther. I think it's pretty safe to say that we both recommend for you guys to see this film. It's a great film.
2 thumbs up.
Oh yes. Yeah. So check us out on our YouTube channel Beyond the Film. We'll be doing more reviews as more films comes out later this year.
Yeah.
Obviously the big one is Infinity War.
And we might not always just be doing superhero stuff. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it seems like we're DC fanboys. I'm wearing a Flash shirt,
and you got
Flash posters, and all these posters, and then of course we got these figures here.
Yeah, but we're not.
Yeah, but yeah,
we like all films, Marvel, DC, you know, any other type of films that are like
obviously,
great caliber.
Obviously, we're doing Black Panther review.
Yeah, that's
Marvel films.
Yeah. So like you said, we'll be doing reviews about other movies that are not superhero movies. Anything that looks really interesting or is like Oscar caliber, and then we'll be doing trailer reactions, and we'll see where this channel goes.
Yeah.
But drop a like, comment down below why you like the movie or dislike the movie. We'd love to hear your opinions, and we'd love to have a conversation with you guys about this film. Alright, we'll see you guys next time.
Alright, signing off.
Peace out.